What avoidants secretly want in a relationship. Avoidants are walking contradictions. They push you away but do not want to lose you. They crave love but act like they would rather be stranded on a deserted island than have a deep emotional conversation. They want connection, but only if it does not involve talking about feelings, making plans, or requiring any effort whatsoever. It is like me ordering food from a restaurant menu, but then I hide under the table from the waiter and later complain about how my food didn't arrive. Avoidants do want love. They just do not want to admit it. They do not even admit it to themselves. So what do avoidants secretly want in a relationship? What kind of love actually makes them stay? Let's break it down. They want emotional safety without pressure. Avoidants want connection, but they also want control over that connection. They do not handle emotional intensity well. Deep conversations, vulnerability, and we need to talk moments can make them feel trapped rather than loved. What they secretly crave is emotional safety. A relationship where they do not feel forced to open up before they are ready. This does not mean they want a partner who avoids emotions altogether. They just need someone who lets them come closer at their own pace. When they feel safe, when they do not feel pressured, when they are given space to express themselves without fear of being overwhelmed, that is when they begin to let their walls down. Ironically, the more space they are given to choose closeness, the more they actually want it. They want a partner who is secure, not needy. Avoidants do not respond well to emotional neediness. If a partner constantly seeks reassurance, asks for validation, or chases them when they pull away, it confirms their worst fear, that relationships are suffocating and require too much emotional labor. What they secretly want? A partner who is secure enough to give them space without panicking. They admire confidence. They respect independence. They feel safest with someone who does not make the relationship their entire world. This does not mean they want a cold or distant partner. It just means they need someone who can self-soothe instead of relying on them for emotional stability. A secure, self-assured partner allows the avoidant to relax in the relationship, knowing that love is not a trap, but a choice they can make without fear of losing themselves. They want someone who accepts their flaws, not fixes them. Avoidants know they are difficult to love. They are aware they pull away, that they struggle with emotions, that they sometimes sabotage the very relationships they want. What they secretly want? A partner who accepts them as they are, without trying to fix them. They do not need someone to force them to open up. They do not need someone to analyze their every action. They do not need a therapist disguised as a partner. What they need is acceptance. A partner who can say, I see your walls, I see your struggles, and I still choose you, without constantly trying to change them. And ironically, when an avoidant feels truly accepted, they become more willing to change, not out of pressure, not out of obligation, but because love finally feels safe. They want love that feels like freedom. Avoidants run from relationships when they feel trapped. They struggle with deep intimacy, not because they do not want love, but because they fear losing themselves in it. What they secretly want? A relationship that feels like freedom, not a cage. They need space. They need autonomy. They need to know their identity is not swallowed by the relationship. The best partner for an avoidant is someone who says, I love you, but I don't need to control you. Because when love feels like freedom, avoidants stop running. And when they stop running, they finally allow themselves to stay. The key to loving an avoidant is realizing that avoidants do want love. They just need it differently. They need emotional safety instead of pressure. They need independence instead of codependency. They need acceptance instead of being fixed. And most importantly, they need a love that feels like a choice, not a trap. If you love an avoidant, do not chase them. Do not force them to change. Do not try to prove your worth through overgiving. Instead, hold your own space. Be secure. Show them love without fear. Because the safest love for an avoidant is a love that makes them come closer on their own.